Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty intriguing Xbox Series X news. We actually are seeing a pretty cool and pretty brand new Xbox update going on, and as well for a little bit of a secondary topic for this video too, for a little bit of Xbox news. I feel like I do usually a lot of PlayStation news, but I kind of feel like sometimes I should kind of go and do a little bit of Xbox news, PlayStation news, and general gaming news too as well, because why not? But when it comes to that, we also have some pretty cool Xbox Series X, a little bit of drama, a little bit of controversy when it comes to Xbox Gamepass. Those also kind of affect up the PlayStation, Boyo, Sony, Nintendo, and all that as well. So a little bit of a fun little nifty video, a little bit of the change up too as well. And also hopefully too, because I'll be having this video up like a little bit like hopefully after the GameStop drop, hopefully happen to go and see. I will be able to work, so I'll be able to go and see like in like an hour or so like that, kind of check that out. So if that did happen, hopefully you guys got lucky and you guys can leave your comments on that. We'll maybe talk about that later on after my little work segments are all done. But if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway going on the channel itself. Maybe got to go work in the Xbox giveaway too. Amazon links down below for all the good old Amazon PS5 digital console controllers, Twitter and Twitch stream if you guys want to go follow up on either or. And of course, sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. And of course, like the video, leave a thought and comment on all this stuff, or if you guys even like this. But all around, a little bit kind of like a little small and nifty news. We'll get the first quick one out of the way for the brand new Xbox update. And every now and then we also see this with the PlayStation going on in, where it's just nice kind of seeing them kind of like finally go and utilize the good internal hardware, making all these features better, making the quality of life a little bit better too as well. And I just love the idea of all this stuff out there because I like it when we're finally moving towards next gen. It makes me feel good. But we actually do have a brand new Xbox Series X update going on right now. Basically, the Xbox Series X is getting finally a brand new 4K dashboard, and we're finally getting a nice little big resolution upgrade going on over here. So basically Microsoft is starting to test up the new 4K dashboard for the Xbox Series X today. Basically all the Xbox insiders in the alpha, let me like the past like 2 days or so, just so you guys don't know, and the alpha and alpha skip ahead rings will get access to the increased resolution for the Xbox dashboard later on today. Is that designed to improve UI elements for 4K displays? So kind of cool stuff floating around here because we do see the occasional PlayStation 5 updates. We've been seeing a lot of talks with the SSDs, other little various UI updates, and overall, the best big updates are the things that kind of just fine-tune the experience. So maybe 2 years or 3 years down the road, we're just kind of used to it. Everything kind of loads up instantly, and it's also basically perfected. So always nice to see this up for Xbox. Kind of also keeping up with PlayStation and kind of working with their internals and making more options available for people out there, which is very nice. Basically, this change means home, guide, and other areas of the UI will be displayed in a higher native resolution for increased sharpness and also text readability, says Microsoft Xbox testing team. Until this new 4K dashboard, the Xbox Series X consoles have been running dashboard UI elements in 1080p, and in all honesty, I'm slowly trying to do a little bit more research on TVs, trying to slowly research a little bit better for a proper good, like actual gaming TV, especially just for watching movies and all that. So the fact that this is actually now finally pushing a native 4K dashboard over a 1080p is actually, in my opinion, kind of a big update. Because I mean, if you're playing on this new gen and you're spending $500, you already have the nice 4K TVs, which are pretty much standard at this point. Like, you want them to be nice and native in 4K. So I love that we're seeing this as of now. So basically it's all around pretty good. This also should be looking a lot better for 4K TVs too as well. It should make everything a little bit more on the seamless side, a little bit more kind of chill, a little bit more relaxed. And overall, I love seeing this news. Also, a lot of people are still kind of curious on the HDR because it's not clear yet whether HDR will also be supported as part of this new resolution bump, and whether the Xbox Series S will also be seeing the improvements to its dashboard resolution. The smaller Xbox Series S can technically go and output at 4K, so it is possible the console will also see the dashboard improvements. And as well, I think the HDR is kind of the bigger factor for this. We do know that the PlayStation 5 is having leaks of HDR updates and TV updates for it, and that's kind of like the next major step in terms of TVs and like developing up these next-gen consoles. So overall, very nice for us to go and see this and see if like more of these consoles and the actual TVs can utilize this stuff too as well. And basically all the new dashboard changes come just after days after Microsoft is now testing also a new night mode too as well for various Xbox consoles. So there's actually quite a few brand new updates floating around, kind of how the PlayStation 5 is doing these similar updates. The new night mode allows Xbox owners to dim their screens, controller LED brightness, and even the Xbox power buttons too as well. Both the 4K dashboard and night mode should be rolling out to all Xbox Series X consoles later on this year. So we actually are seeing these really big updates now with the Xbox, and a lot of really nice and good quality updates thing that I personally, if I had an Xbox myself, would be using and utilizing. So you know what? Very cool news, and I love that we're seeing this all with the PlayStation 5 too on top of that. And now as well for the secondary thing, just to do a little bit of Xbox talk, it's been kind of funny because basically Xbox was actually getting like a little bit of, I don't want to say controversy for it because it's not really necessarily bad. It's their own platform, aka Game Pass. But basically, the head of Xbox, good old Phil Spencer, once again was shutting down the idea of Game Pass coming to other platforms. But it's more on the intriguing side too, because closed platforms don't actually want to have something like Game Pass. Now, it's funny because for me as like a PlayStation 5 user, Xbox user, PC user, Switch user, I would love it. Like, I don't know who people are talking about. More, I mean, probably just more so Sony themselves. I would love to have an Xbox Game Pass or like an overall Game Pass in general for all the consoles put together, so we can basically have a chance to go and utilize and play all these awesome games on Game Pass. Like, I think almost anyone can agree that the Xbox Game Pass is almost like the essential thing you need as a gamer. So basically, head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, recently did go do an interview with Games Radar, and he's actually kind of been floating around with not like little bits and pieces of information about all things related to Microsoft's gaming ecosystem. Once again, the question about bringing Game Pass to other platforms like the Nintendo Switch has been raised. Phil has replied with the same response about how he wants to offer the full Xbox experience on these platforms, but the same platforms refuse to cooperate, which is kind of intriguing, but at the same time makes sense because Xbox Game Pass is the #1 big seller of the Xbox ecosystem. And if you kind of get that in PlayStation, it's good for the gamers, but what kind of do you get from Sony? Because Sony's major big thing for the PlayStation 5 is more so selling really good AAA normal games. Like they want people playing like the Ratchet and Clanks, God of Wars, Horizons, and Game Pass is awesome, but that's also a subscription service, and PlayStation would rather have people on the PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus rather than anything else because they want the full money. I mean, it makes sense, it's business. So basically for that, people usually ask me about releasing one individual game or another. It's kind of maybe in regards to of like if they want to approach more so the PlayStation business model. And what I say is I want the full Xbox experience to be something that we deliver. We have no plans to bring it to any other kind of closed platforms right now, which I mean, like it would be nice, but I think we could all agree that's a little bit of a wishful thinking. Like that's basically like, I don't know, Amazon ended up on Walmart and Walmart makes all the profit. Like it's not going to happen. Just know it's going to happen. Basically, a lot of these closed types of platforms just don't want to have the Game Pass. There's a ton of open platforms out there for us to grow in on the web, on PC, and on mobile. So all of our focus, frankly, is on these platforms, which makes sense because why would you want to go through all the effort for like a 2-year, 3-year contract with, say, Sony or Nintendo? But at the end of the day, you just go keep on growing your own brand and making your own like foothold in the gaming industry. So also, Phil Spencer wanted to explain how he can understand why these platforms may not want something like Game Pass, but also stated how it's not dead end just yet, as the team is totally open to discussions in the future. Which is also kind of an intriguing thing to note, because once again, I would be very, very down in support for an Xbox, basically Xbox Game Pass on Sony, on a Sony platform, on mobile, on PC, on Steam, on all that. And I do really don't think there's too much of a potential on it. It just seems like wishful thinking. Same thing with crossplay too. Like I think crossplay seems more likely, and that's what they should be focusing on first of all. And then once that kind of opens up the bridge, they can have a little bit more stuff floating on in. But I just kind of feel like there's too much of a benefit for Xbox and too much of a consumer benefit for, say, for Sony or Nintendo. But they, as the company, don't really get too much money off it unless they would take a really big cut of, like, say, like 30% of every PlayStation 5 that has it on the Game Pass. It's really hard to find out the logistics and what they're worth are. So basically, his comment over here is basically stating that it's not a slam on anybody else who has a system that works for them. I can see why the disruptive of the Game Pass is not something that they really want right now. In the end, when we say we want everybody to be able to play on Xbox, we really mean if we can bring that full experience to a device that players want, we are totally open to those discussions. So, very, very intriguing to over here. I like this. I love the idea for all this type of stuff. I myself would love to have like my Nintendo Switch with Game Pass, with indie games especially. But the logistics of the stuff is probably an absolute nightmare because, as I mentioned, it's just very hard to find who makes the money, who deserves the money, the percentages of the money, and basically having a system that everyone really likes and kind of wins on in. And especially with business, you don't necessarily want to be helping out your competitor, even if you win yourself sometimes, because if you have the clear first mover advantage or other various things that matter more, sometimes you want to try to maintain that and try to brush out the other company out of business ASAP. So if you guys want to give your thoughts or comments down below, if you guys would ever love to go and have an Xbox Game Pass on the Switch, on the PS5, I know it's wishful thinking, but feel free to leave your thoughts and comments down below. And also kind of give me some good thoughts on the brand new Xbox update. All around kind of cool stuff, and I love seeing the Xbox be more active. And if you guys want to see more Xbox news on the channel, feel free to leave a comment and keep me in the loop. But I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed for gaming news, restock news, and all of that. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed for the ongoing PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well. Link down below. And sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get free stack free money. Go and basically you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching.